What's up, guys? I'm Ryan with Ryan Epps Fishing, coming to you live today from Antarctica. Not really, I'm back out here on Cherokee Lake, but let me tell you something. It is cold, people, and I don't like it at all. But the smallmouth do, and I do love smallmouth. So, there ain't a whole lot to do but grit and bear it. Y'all probably ready to fish. I'm ready to fish too. So, buckle up. Let's go see if we can find some today. Big smallmouth, big one. Oh man, he got off. That was a big one. There's some fish right there. Got him. There's a good one. Yes! About time. I'm just marking fish, and then I've got my unit set up here. I've got the sensitivity and stuff cranked up. There comes a fish. Eat it. He's there. There he is. Boy, those bites are so subtle. You have really got to be paying attention doing this. Crap. Come off. Come off. That's another downside to this. Using tiny hooks. My drag was set a little too loose there too, but guys, that's part of it. You're gonna lose some fish doing this. You're using tiny stuff, and their mouths are so tough in this cold water that you're gonna lose some. There's nothing you can do about that. You just got to keep fishing and make up for it. And I'm not even concerned about that. What I'm concerned with is that's 2 bites here in the last 15 minutes or so. So we're making progress, and they seem to be getting a little more active. I don't mind losing fish. I really don't. I know I get a little upset sometimes, but I really don't mind losing fish. What does bother me is not getting the bites at all. That is what frustrates the hell out of me, because you can't figure anything out if you ain't getting bit. I can learn something if I'm getting bit and losing them. I still know where they're at, and I know what they're eating. Not getting bit at all just leaves you clueless. All right, guys, so y'all can see what I'm doing here. There's my lure going down. I'm just dropping it to the depth that I want. And just kind of holding it there. You can see a fish coming up right there to look at it. He's at it. Couple of them. They're there. Come on, eat it. Eat it. Drop it back down to him here. I'm telling you guys, bites have been hard to come by, but I wanted to show you all this so you can get a good idea of exactly what I'm doing. Deal. And a lot of times, I'll just rotate through baits, colors, sizes. See my line right here going down. I'm just going to stop it right there and hold it. And I'm just kind of drifting around a little bit here. And I mean, when you have these units set up right, it's not hard to see what you're doing down there. I mean, this is a 3/8 ounce jig head. And we got no problem seeing it in 20 foot of water. You wouldn't have a problem seeing it in 40 foot of water. You just got to be able to set your unit up right and know what you're looking at. I mean, and it'll show you everything right there. I'm, you know, jigging it a little bit. It's just about putting it over top of fish. Here comes another one. He ain't really cut. Yeah, here he comes. Here he comes. He's on it. He's on it. It was right there where he was on it. He went back down. Didn't want it. You've really got to play with it. How much action do they want? Sometimes a fish like that, you can raise it up about 1 foot. Usually if you can get them to come up to here and you raise it up a little more and they still follow it up, usually that fish is yours. The bite has just been funny. I'm not sure why, whether it's the weird weather that we've had or what it is, but they've really not committed to it like they should. Here comes another one. That one looks like it's coming up pretty good. Oh, got him. Got him. There we go. Got him. About time. Well, guys, that's how you do it. That's the idea of it. That was the result of that catch right there. Dropped it straight down on him. You saw him eat it. That's exactly how you do it. All right, guys, let's talk about what worked today. I have actually been out here for 2 days now. Don't have a whole lot to show for it, but I figured a thing or two out and I will share it with y'all now. What you saw me doing today and yesterday was something that's really popular here in East Tennessee. It's the Damiki rig video game fishing style method for targeting winter smallmouth. I'll show it to you right now. Should have had my rods ready, but I don't. Here it is. Let's start with the equipment. Duckett Go 6'9" medium heavy. In reality, the Duckett's medium heavy is really like a medium to most people. So that's what I do. I pair it up. This is an old spinning reel, but it's a good one. I like it. It's a Shimano Sahara. Really good spinning reel. What's crucial with this is that you get yourself a spinning reel that has got a good smooth drag on it. We're using really light line. So the line can't take it a ton of pressure. Those smallmouth, you hook them and they go acting crazy and bulldogging. You know, we're using 4 and 6 pound test line. So 4 is my favorite for this. And that's, you know, you get a 4 or 5 pound smallmouth on there, you don't really want to go crazy on them. So smooth drag. You could back reel, some people do that. I ain't coordinate. See, I can't even talk. I'm not coordinated enough to reel backwards. It just don't work for me. It's like rubbing your belly and patting your head. I can't do that either. Enough of that. baits. Now, this is a Damiki Armour shad. It's what kind of started this whole craze. You can use a ton of different baits on it. What is important is that it's a fluke style bait, about 2 to 3 inches long. The size is going to be dictated by what they're eating and just what they want. You can trim a fluke down. You could use a Yamamoto shad-shaped worm's another good one. Jackal crosstail shad. There's a ton of stuff that you can use on this, but this is the original Damiki Armour shad. Get you a few colors, that white pearl, a little bit of smoke, that's a little darker color, and in some crazy situations, a watermelon seed. But for the most part, I'm throwing something white, clearish, anything like that. Just a fluke style bait. You don't have to think about it too much. Now, what is important with this, and this is the key to the whole deal, you need the right jig head. You want 3/8 ounce. If it's windy or you're fishing insanely deep, a half. No lighter than 3/8, no bigger than a half. I keep both sizes in the boat. The best one that I've ever found for this, and I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but they make a great product, is the Ledgehead Lures Damiki head that they make. It's got a keel weight on it. When this is going down and you get it down there to where the fish are, you want this sitting perfectly horizontal. You don't want it up on its ends like this, perfectly horizontal. And that keel weight that they put on there helps it to do that. Got a good hook on here. They make a great product. It's a local company. Don't hold me to this, but I believe they're out of Johnson City. So if you're looking for a jig head, I highly recommend them. Again, I'm not affiliated with them at all. I just believe in their product. You can also use, and I believe I have one here, and this kind of got real popular when the Elite Series was here a couple years ago. This is that darker color, by the way. A VMC Moon Eye Jighead. This is another great option. It'll catch you a pile of fish too. I like the VMC hooks. I've just had a little bit better luck with the Ledgehead style head on there. But some people use the shovel heads. You can go all, whatever you want on there. The big deal with the jig head though is it needs to have a 90-degree line tie. Again, because you're wanting this thing sitting horizontal. You're finding fish, you're dropping it down on them. This is meant to look like a threadfin shad that is slowed down in really cold winter water, and a lot of times you're just dead sticking it. And they'll come up and eat it. You're watching for them on your graph. You saw them come up and eat it today on my graph. That's what you're doing with this. Now, one thing to remember is the water is not insanely cold here right now. We're 50 degree, 48 to 52, depending on where you're at in the lake. So those threadfin really ain't cold enough to the point that they're just stalled out yet. So every fish that I caught, I was moving it a little bit. The warmer the water, don't be afraid to put a little bit of movement in your Damiki rig, because the threadfin are still moving around pretty good. Once it gets colder than that, then that's when you want to start slowly bringing it back down to dead sticking it. That'll work better for you. Now, you saw the conditions. The first day that I was out here, I had a lot of sun. You got some sun right now, I apologize for that. Had a lot of sun. Honestly, I think that helped my deep bite a little bit. It was better on that first day. I'm trying to block that sun with my head for y'all. Cloud cover this morning when I got out there. I think that hurt it a little bit. I went to my spot. Weren't near as many fish out there. Been finding them kind of in. That sun keeps going. I've been finding them in like 20 to 30 foot of water. 20 seems to be kind of the magic number right now. Let's move over here. How's that? That's better, see? I like to take care of y'all. 20 foot of water. That's kind of the magic depth. Didn't get a whole lot of wind. I don't like a whole lot of wind for this. I like a little bit. A little bit of wind always helps, especially on Cherokee. But I don't like a lot because you're trying to keep it under the boat in that transducer. I'm gonna try to do another video for y'all showing you how to set up your units, your sonar units for this style of fishing. But, you know, I was able to catch some fish on it. This is not easy. I'm telling you that right now. Damiki rig fishing is not easy. You've got to spend a lot of time on your graphs. You got to spend a lot of time standing up at the front of your boat and holding a lure still down there in the water and watching fish come up. And it's not easy to do. These fish, especially smallmouth, they'll get glued to the bottom and get down these rocks. They're hard to see sometimes. So you have to have spent time on your graphs and really know what that looks like. And the only way that you can do that is just get out there on the water and put the time in. Figure out where these bass are spending their winters at. The ones that are out deep, if you figure out these wintering holes, you can set yourself up for success year after year. And I wasn't on a whole lot of fish. I was finding schools that had 4 or 5 fish in them, if I was lucky. I was just rotating through spots. It was all about timing. Pulling up on a small school that was actually feeding or fixing to feed. There's some luck involved in it. I mean, that's just the nature of it. And I don't want y'all to think that I'm some kind of mad fishing scientist or nothing now. Let me tell you how I found these fish today. I was driving down the lake. I have, just in full honesty, because I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to be real with you. I looked like a total idiot out here today. I didn't catch a single fish until about 2 hours left to go. I mean, I went to my hole that I was at yesterday. Nothing. Nothing there. I piddled around out here in the middle of Cherokee all day long and had nothing to show for it. I broke down there at the end and I had just enough gas. I thought, well, hell, I might as well burn what gas I got left. I'll run all the way up to another spot. And it just shows you how hard-headed I am. I drove by, there's a bunch of gulls diving and stuff. You know there's bait in the area. You know there's going to be some bass there. I thought to myself, I said, Self, you better pull over there. I said, nope. No. I know where the spot is. I'm heading there. I'm fixing to get them. Fixing to wreck them. I get on up there to my spot. I burn what fumes I got left. Yeah, there wasn't nothing there. Let me tell you how I found these fish today. Just out of full honesty. On the way back, I idled through that area. Why did I slow down? So I could get me a pack of crackers and eat them. Sitting there, I found these fish eating Keeblers. Peanut butter and jelly, to be exact. Looked down at my graph and I said, well, holy damn. There we go. Cut the camera back on, got up front. Looks good, don't it? Yeah, I found them fish eating crackers. Don't think I was out here fishing some magic rock piles or something. Found them eating crackers. Guys, I'm out here for entertainment. I'm out here to catch fish, but I really do want to help y'all catch fish. So if you got any questions or comments, please leave those for me down in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to answer any questions that y'all got and help y'all catch some fish. I know it can be tough out there, especially this time of year, so I want to help y'all. That's all I got for y'all today. Until next time, y'all make some time, get out there on the water and catch you a few. I'm Ryan Epps. Y'all have a good one.